What is going on, everybody? Big day today. Why, you might ask? Because today is the day that this motor is going to be finally fully assembled, going together. You can see we got it all wrapped up right now here, but it's ready to go. We got our rear main seal pressed in here. Got our timing cover. Every gasket for this motor in this box here. What is that?
That's oil pump.
Oil pump. What's this one?
Pickup screen.
Pickup screen.
Remain seal, timing cover, flywheel.
Everything we need. We got our oil pan freshly painted down there, nice and two-tone, if you will. We got our intake over here. And we got the skeletons helping us out too. We got Jethro. And we got, let's see if you can see her. He brought his old wife, his second wife, Peggy Sue, up there. She just wants to say hi. Hello, everybody. But yeah. So we're going to get this engine put together right now. Goal for tonight is to get this motor assembled and ideally in the El Camino. If we have time, try to throw the trans in there, try to throw the drive shaft in there, and then it's just a matter of tightening everything up, doing a little tuning. Definitely not firing it today. But getting everything ready to go so the next time we come here, maybe that's something we can think about.
Yeah, see about where we're at. Jack also said we're not going home until this motor's in, so it's going to be a while. Stay tuned. We're going to have some fun, and we'll be back with you shortly.
Well, we had every intention of getting this motor put together in the El Camino today. Trans drive shaft, ideally. But we are at a dead stop right now. As is, that intake's not on, it's just sitting on there. Because our oil pump, this is a Gen 3 Camaro block, which, we didn't know that was exactly what was going to send to us. This is actually the same block as a previous car. The same setup and everything. So our oil pan that we took the time to paint all nice isn't going to work. The dipstick tube is on the other side, and the rear main seal, which we didn't have until yesterday, not going to fit. This engine is also set up for fuel injection. You can't even, it's all cast in, there's no hole there or anything for a mechanical pump. So we're kind of stopped right here. We'll get the valve covers on tonight. And what else?
Well, we got the valve covers on tonight. We got timing cover on tonight. Fit check the intake, make sure we didn't have any problems with that, obviously, because we're on a time frame trying to get this done. Intake's good. Clearance on the rockers. Now, here's one little tidbit of information for people. They make high-rise valve covers and low-rise valve covers. When you have a standard rocker or a factory rocker, you got no clearance issues. But now that we went to a roller cam in this motor, the rockers are different. They're 1.6 rockers. So what you have to do is you have to check the clearance between the top where the valve cover goes onto the cylinder head, where the gasket is, take the gasket out and measure your distance between there to the top of the rocker studs, and then measure the gap on the inside of the valve covers, because sometimes there'll be a little bit of a difference. Fortunately for us, we got enough room. We got a little less than 1/4 of an inch gap, so we can reuse the valve covers on this motor. Sometimes you can't, because the rocker studs and rockers are different. They're a little taller, maybe a little wider. So these are all the things that you run into when you're building motors. They don't show you behind the scenes. A lot of people don't see it. With you watching us, we're showing you in real time on how we do this. We're explaining the issues that we go through. And a lot of you guys or gals out there are going to be like, oh yeah, when I was building my motor, I ran into that. Yeah, that sucks. So, there is no bones about this. There is no behind the scenes. And people that don't build motors and stuff and don't do this kind of stuff, this is all stuff that the other shows don't show you. These are the ins and outs and stuff that most companies are like, they don't want to see that. No, we want to show you that. We want to show you that This isn't, just simple, take this off, put that back on. Sometimes you run into issues and stuff that you have to come across. So this is one of the things that, we show. We show you what, behind the scenes. We show you everything.
Yeah, tell us about your, in the comments right now. Tell us about, just make us feel a little bit better. Tell us about a project you were working on, something you were doing, and you just totally missed something, and then it completely stopped you. But the reality is it's almost a 60-year-old car.
Yes.
And so that's what happens when you're building really old cars and you're mixing blocks that are, decades newer. And especially when you got them all wrapped up in the bag, there's just a couple things that you just don't see right away until you're going to do the fit and finish, and stuff just doesn't work. So we're going to keep going. We're going to put on what we can tonight. And then we're just going to call it an evening, go home and get some rest. And then we'll come back and hopefully we'll have a pan that fits. And the next time you see us, hopefully this will be going in. So, alrighty everyone, it's a new day. We've got a new oil pan. This one is not painted. It's shiny. A little bit of brushed in there. It looks nice. I think it looks nice. Got a new gasket as well. So we're gonna go ahead and fit up this oil pan. Bill's gonna explain, we do this little thing, a little bit of silicone on here in certain specific places that he's kind of pioneered throughout the ages. And he's just gonna explain real quick what he's gonna do and why he's putting it there.
Well, when you're building these motors, obviously there's a gap here between the timing cover and the block. It's on both sides. And then back here on the rear main seal cap that goes on, you'll see right here that you got two surfaces that are meeting. Obviously there's a gasket in there, but you got to put a little bit of silicone. I mean, we're not talking like a monster glob, but just enough that it makes a gasket surface, because obviously we're using a reusable torque limiting gasket. It's not going to take up that gap, and it's not going to be able to fill it in when we smash the pan down or bolt the pan down to the block. So by putting that little bit of silicone in there, it's basically acts as a temporary gasket and seals it up. So when we tighten it, the silicone will smooth out a little bit, take up that gap, and we won't have any leaks. Because we really don't want to have to pull this motor back out of the car to take the oil pan out, because we wanted to cut a corner.
Alrighty everyone, this engine is going in right now. You see the motor mounts on, flywheel, timing cover, oil pan. Valve covers are on, looking nice. I don't know, I'm still a little upset we're not getting the black oil pan, but this one does look pretty sharp, especially because it's got the kind of like bare steel sort of fins, if you will. So we're gonna go ahead and throw this in right now. Alrighty everyone, I don't know what that looks like to you, but that looks like victory to me. Yeah, it's shiny. Alright, so motor's in, didn't take too long. Not too bad, not too many hang-ups, just had to be real slow with this mural, but it's so pretty. You don't ever want to, scratch it to any sort of capacity. But we're gonna bring the car back up now and throw the trans in and the drive shaft, and you're gonna get to watch. Alrighty everyone, it's the end of the evening. You can see that is a fresh engine in this car. This transmission's all hooked up. The bell housing's all secure. This cross member here as well, all secure. And we got the drive shaft in. So that means that the powertrain is officially back in this car. Super exciting. Bill, any comments?
It actually went pretty well. Very happy with the way things are going. Moving along, moving forth. Customer, we sent some pictures to the customer. Excited to be able to drive it. It's got a few more stops after we get done with it. It's got to go to the alignment shop and get realigned. It's got to go to the trans shop. They're going to do a couple things with the trans, and then it will come back to us. But in the meantime, we got motor in, trans in, drive shafts in, differentials in. Now the next time we come back, we'll start doing the peripherals on the motor, the headers, the water pump, the harmonic balancer, putting all the pulleys and stuff back on, get the intake back on, distributor back in, and pushing forward to getting this thing rolling.
Yeah, super excited. I tell you what, I am excited to hear this thing start. We are almost there. But thank you guys for following along so far. It's been a fun project for us. I hope it's been fun for you to watch. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe. We greatly do appreciate it. And we'll see you next time.